Welcome to Crime Stoppers Miami. I'm Dick Maston, head of Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers. Today we need your help with a very special case, the July 1st, 2010 shooting of Vidal Perez. Here's the story.
I met my husband when I was very young, and it was love at first sight. I saw him and I said, that's going to be my husband. We decided to get married. We came to the United States 30 years ago from the Dominican Republic. Like everybody that comes to the United States, our hands were empty, but we have big hopes, big dreams. When we decided to have a family, we said, well, we're going to work hard so we can give our children what we didn't have. I stopped working when I had my first daughter so I can be with her, be a mom, take them to school.
I can always remember joy growing up with my father. We'd go to the park. He used to take me to pony rides every Sunday.
My dad was the type of person that always helped everybody. He was always willing to sacrifice himself for his family. He always came second. He's the type of guy who just works hard, goes to church, and comes home to his family.
My dad read to me every night in grade school. I used to struggle in math, so he used to stay up sometimes with me, like till 3, 4 in the morning, helping me out.
He used to say, I have 3 girls. People would say, oh, you 3 girls? You have, no, I have my wife and my 2 precious daughters.
You cannot ask for a better neighbor than Vidal and his wife Lucy. Very, very humble man. If you were to see Vidal in person, he's about maybe 5'2", very short in stature, but very big in heart. A very faithful person, big believer in God.
He was very involved in church. Everybody at church knows him. After church, it takes about an hour to get him out of there because everybody wants to talk to him and gotta like pull him out of there.
He's the best that you can find. There is nobody out there like he is. He always wanted to be with us. Even when he worked, he'll call me and take me, let's go and eat together. All the time. We used to have another small business for 19 years, and we worked together. I was the secretary. And every single chance he had to be with me, he'll call. You cannot find that kind of person anymore nowadays. He's special. We were a very happy family. We had everything that you could ask for.
For decades since arriving from his native Dominican Republic, father of 2, Vidal Perez and his wife worked tirelessly to achieve the American dream. They worked multiple jobs and opened various businesses, all while raising a young family. He eventually sent his 2 daughters off to college, but continued the pattern of ambitious entrepreneurism, opening a coin laundry at Northwest 103rd Street and 12th Avenue. But on July 1st, 2010, someone came to that laundromat on a mission to kill Vidal Perez.
It was July 1st, 2010, at approximately 7 in the morning. I was informed of a shooting incident that occurred at Northwest 103rd Street and 12th Avenue at a coin laundry.
I am Detective Asqui, Miami-Dade Police Department, General Investigation Unit. I was notified to respond as a backup investigator. As I arrived on the scene, there was chaos going on, a lot of emergency vehicles, a lot of police officers, and a lot of witnesses at the actual scene.
The victim in this case was Vidal Perez, approximately 53 years old, an entrepreneur, a dedicated family man. Through our investigation, we determined that our victim, Vidal Perez, was shot several times opening up his business.
Mr. Vidal had actually started the business previously about 5 months to the actual day of the shooting, and he actually purchased a very good digital camera throughout the business. He had approximately 11 cameras, different angles, inside, outside, and he prepared his business very well for the type of neighborhood, which is a high crime area, and a lot of homicides, robberies, and assaults occur there. And we reviewed that video, and we were able to come up with a description, physical, and determined that the person appeared to be of Haitian descent. Small in stature, approximately 5'6", 180, 190 pounds. He was dressed casual. It didn't appear that he was going to go rob a bank or anything. He just appeared like a regular customer that day.
The subject in this case pulled up approximately at the same time Vidal was opening up his business. He was captured on video walking into the convenience store, pacing up and down the aisle on his cell phone. Shortly thereafter, he walks out of the food store and walks over to the actual coin laundry where he confronts Vidal.
Very short conversation, and you see the subject come back to his trunk. Unknown what he pulled out of that trunk or what he was doing in that trunk, but he waited till our victim entered his business and entered right behind our victim. As you see our victim entering the interior of the business, you see him putting down his lunch that he brought from his home. While he's opening his office, our subject walks in behind him. When our victim turns and faces him, he appears a little bit surprised that the person he actually spoke a couple of words to a few seconds ago outside his business is standing right behind him with no cause. And our subject pulls out a firearm from his pocket and responds by shooting our victim once in the stomach.
As Vidal falls to his knees, Vidal is seen getting back up to his feet, at which point the subject shoots another round into his left arm. Vidal tries to grab the subject, at which time the subject fires his third shot into the back of the head.
At that time, our victim laid there on the ground, dying. Our ruthless animal grabs our victim's legs and drags him like if he was a dead dog on the street. Just drags him away from the front of the business, so in case anybody walking by could see this man laying there dying. He decided to drop him off right there, walk to the front of the business, look around. He was sure to cover his hands while pushing the doors out as to not leave any evidence behind. He exited the business and got back in his vehicle. Champagne in color, newer model, Impala.
After this murderer shot Vidal in the abdomen, the arm, and finally in the head, Vidal Perez lay dying on the floor of his laundromat. But there's a lot more to this story, and you're not going to believe how this story ends. We'll be right back with more Crime Stoppers Miami right after this.